Governor Akeredolu stresses relevance of certificate of occupancy in socio-economic well-being of residents. As APC considers consensus candidates, Southwest Muslim insists on Yoruba presidency. Lagos deploys more boats for public transportation as Okada ban takes effect. And from the foreign scene, Ukraine faces dire humanitarian crisis following Russian capture of key border town. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us on the news at 7. I am Jane. I know. Ondo State government says it would sustain the implementation of every policy and program that impact the people and the state positively. Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu reaffirmed the stand of his administration while presenting the digitized certificate of occupancy to first set of beneficiaries of the scheme. The governor explained that the document is crucial to the socio-economic well-being of residents. Government House correspondent Wahab Bankole reports that the scheme known as Home Ownership Charter of Ondo State, HOCOS, was launched in the state in January 2022. The report.
Of securing certificate of occupancy through the Home Ownership Charter of Ondo State, HOCOS, was inaugurated by Governor Akeredolu in January this year, and 6 months after, the first set of beneficiaries and other concerned individuals are seated here at the Cocoa Conference Hall of the Governor's Office in Akure to be part of history. Commissioner for Infrastructure, Lands and Housing, Mr. Raimi Aminu, while applauding the efforts of the governor, gave an insight into the journey so far.
We went to Nasarawa, all the world, nothing, because then they just started, we couldn't get anything. And at the session of this government, this administration, Mr. Governor called on Mr. Kulani, it was on Sunday. He said, at last that the Bangalore State had not started. Go there with your team, call Minister of Lands and Infrastructure, go and study there. We went, it was there, that was one of those things. Prior to that time, we traveled to Abuja to understudy there. We've been to Lagos, but most of what they've done, we are at par with them today on that course.
Commissioner for Finance, Mr. Wale Akintenrewa, highlighted the benefits of the land title document.
If you have title to your landed properties, then you can approach the banks and they will assess what you want to borrow for, and I'm sure with appropriate collateral, which is your landed property, you'll be able to access funds.
Some of the concerned individuals, including royal fathers and bank officials, lauded the initiative, which calls on residents to key into it. Governor Akeredolu, while congratulating the beneficiaries, said the Home Ownership Charter of Ondo State scheme has a mandate of transforming the process of land titling from analog to digital system, with the overall aim of ensuring transparency of land administration in the state.
Our idea is that this will provide a customer-friendly approach to procuring titles for our properties. Customer-friendly, and that led us to reconstructing a whole set of building at the Ministry of Lands there. We get a receipt. Housing purpose is another building you have to reconstruct. And you have to bring in a lot of things because it has to be digital.
The governor said his administration, in spite of the current economic realities, has strengthened the land administration sector in the state by recruiting 35 qualified professionals to boost the capacity and manpower need of the Ministry of Infrastructure, Lands and Housing.
Just by taking
the event was the presentation of the document to the beneficiaries. Speaking with OSRC, some of the beneficiaries commended the governor for changing the narratives.
I'm a businessman. For us to source for funds in the bank is very difficult. And when I heard about this thing, I now decided to put in, and I thank God today that I get this thing with ease.
Most of the bottlenecks attached to getting CFO, it has been softened by Mr. Governor. Today I'm happy.
Wahab Bankoli, OSRC News.
As part of Oluwarotimi Akeredelu's redeemed agenda, Ondo State is being positioned as a regional hub for green hydrogen production and export. Ondo State has a huge solar power potential, fresh water needed for electrolysis to produce hydrogen, and contiguity to sea for easy shipping to Europe. In order to enhance VOS potential, Ondo State Commissioner for Energy, Mines and Mineral Resources, Mr. Razak Obe, and DG Project Performance and Implementation Monitoring Unit, Mr. Babajude Akeredolu, have embarked on a technical tour of Berlin on German government's invitation. They are also due to attend German African Energy Forum slated today and tomorrow at Hamburg. Green hydrogen is projected to replace gas when the ongoing energy transition goes full circle. All is set for the training of 100 aquapreneurs in fishery and aquaculture across the 18 local government area of the state. Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, at the flag-off of the program, said the move is part of efforts at ensuring rural and agricultural development in Ondo State. Government House correspondent Timilayi Falade reports that the program was tagged Blue Revolution Fish Value Chain.
That Nigeria's internal fish production is not enough to meet its 2.7 million tons demand annually, with a current deficit of 1.9 million metric tons recorded. To bridge this gap and empower the people, Ondo State government put together a training on fish value chain. The training had in attendance aquapreneurs from the 18 local government areas of the state. Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, represented by his deputy Lucky Ayedatiwa, noted that government is committed to improving the fish value chain because it has numerous benefits in society. Ayedatiwa emphasized that aside revenue generation in the state, fish farming helps to enhance protein intake in society and as well serves as a source of foreign export.
We cannot continue to rely on the protection of fish when we have seemingly idle water bodies. We cannot continue to complain about unemployment when we have openings that we can exploit to create self-sustaining jobs.
He reiterated government's dedication to agriculture business with initiation of various capacity-building programs in aquaculture, provision of 3 million cocoa seedlings free of charge, production of fish farming equipment, among others.
We gave out standard tractors at 30% subsidy, payments spread over 36 months. So that it can be easier for our farmers to repay the loan. We cleared over 1,500 hectares of land across the state for our farmers.
Commissioner for Agriculture and Forestry, Mr. Olayato Aribo, tasked the participants to take advantage of government's laudable initiative and get needed skills on aquaculture.
I want to admonish youth particularly to take advantage of this training. In business, you need 3 things to succeed. 1, you need money. 2, before money, you need the idea of what to do.
The Senior Special Assistant on Agric and Agribusiness, Mr. Akiolotu, who said aquaculture helps in employment generation, lauded government's commitment to improve fishery and aquaculture.
We have looked at the market within the state. We have looked at the market outside the state. We've looked at what we can do through value addition. We've looked at what has to be done on the various states in the value chain. And I know we are ready
Some participants expressed delight in the program.
I appreciate the governor that is doing this program. I'm very, very happy.
It is a good program for us to recognize our fisheries department in Ondo State.
The training session is expected to update youths on establishment of fish farms, rebranding and packaging, as well as fingerlings and feeds production. Timileyin Falade, Osrc News.
Nigeria and 44 other countries around the world are severely exposed to the Ukraine war-induced food crisis. The war in Ukraine and the rush to feed the world has explored in detail the multiple direct and indirect impacts of the turmoil in Ukraine on global food systems. Food systems for the future also provided 30 near and medium-term solutions to help respond to the crisis and improve the resilience of global food systems. It said the affected countries, which were concentrated in Africa, South Asia, and Latin America, were hotspots around the world as they endured some of the worst effects of the crisis. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has disclosed that a total of 296,965 permanent voters' card (PVCs) are yet to be collected in Ondo State. According to INEC Resident Electoral Commissioner Dr. Rufus Akeju, the previously printed but uncollected PVCs were still available for collection by the rightful owners at INEC offices across the 18 local government areas. Akeju, while speaking with journalists in Akure, explained that the continuous voters registration is now its fourth phase, adding that the registration figure stands at 123,981. He added that the online pre-registration has ended while the entire registration exercise will close by end of June, just as he advised Nigerians to register before the final deadline. The All Progressives Congress has begun moves to pick its consensus candidate, with the President Muhammadu Buhari explaining qualities the party's flag bearer in the 2023 presidential election must possess. Buhari, who said this during his meeting with 23 APC governors at the presidential villa in Abuja, advised the party to think of the right candidate that possessed the qualities he outlined. The Nasarawa State Governor, Abdullahi Sule, while speaking with newsmen, said the president did not disclose his preferred aspirant, but outlined qualities the APC presidential candidate must have. The president had, in an interview with newsmen in January, said he had a preferred presidential candidate, but he would not reveal him. The National Working Committee of the People's Democratic Party has presented a certificate of return to party's presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar. Abubakar won the party's presidential ticket during a special national convention held in Abuja on May 28 and 29, 2022, after scoring 371 votes to beat 11 other aspirants. Governors, governorship candidates, presidential aspirants, members of Board of Trustees, members of National Assembly, and critical stakeholders witnessed the ceremony at the PDP National Secretariat, Abuja. Muslim scholars in Southwest have insisted on emergence of a Muslim of Yoruba extraction as the next president of Nigeria. The Muslims under the aegis of concerned Yoruba Muslim scholars in Nigeria made a demand during a press conference in Abuja. This is coming after a former Vice President Atiku Abubakar emerged as the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party. However, the media advisor of Atiku Abubakar, Paul Ibe, described the issue raised by Yoruba Muslim scholars as unfortunate. Meanwhile, the Muslim Ummah of Southwest Nigeria, Muswen, has called on politicians across the country to play the game according to rules, while bearing in mind that all power belongs to Allah. Muswen, in a communique issued at the end of its fourth strategic retreat in Bogon, Osrc State, noted that the political situation is currently tension-soaked, with aspirants flagrantly disregarding modesty, saying it is high time all gladiators embrace issue-based campaign. While decrying large-scale corruption across the three tiers of government, Muswen advocated stringent punishment for treasury looters to save the nation from imminent bankruptcy. You've been watching the news at 7. We'll take a quick break now to return shortly. Don't go anywhere. You can watch us live on our website, www.osrc.ng, or follow us on Facebook, OSRC TV Ondo, and on YouTube, you can subscribe to our channel, OSRC TV Ondo. Christians have been urged to make praying an unending habit. Chaplain Emeritus, Chapel of His Refuge Federal Secretariat Complex, Akure, Reverend Caleb Anota, said this while ministering at this month's prayer meeting of Ondo State Christian Welfare Board in Akure, the state capital. He admonished Christians to intercede for Nigeria, calling on God to reign supreme. Omorela Ubeji has details.
Let the blood of Jesus, let it silence every blood that are speaking, that are crying for vengeance,
The revelation of the secret of success and total breakthrough is a prayer point during this month's prayer meeting of the Ondo State Christian Welfare Board. Spiritual fathers in Ondo State, alongside other Christian faithful, were among the brethren who asked for God's intervention towards the growth of Ondo State and the nation at large. Faithfuls showed their dancing steps in gratitude to God for the grace to see the month of June, which ends the first half of the year 2022. Praying without ceasing is the theme for this month's prayer meeting, preached by Chaplain Emeritus, Chapel of His Refuge, Federal Secretariat Complex, Akure, Reverend Caleb Anota, who said the current situation in Nigeria cannot be solved without prayer, as commanded in the Holy Bible. The cleric now charged Christians to emulate the Lord Jesus Christ in prayer.
Many of us don't know that Jesus can have prophesied to our life and death. Until you see greater things.
Chairman of the board, Very Reverend Raphael Agbola, and the immediate past chairman of Ondo State Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, Dr. Ayo Oladapo, attributed the current peace in the state to the prayers of religious bodies and the proactive measures of Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu.
People receive testimonies, followed our prayers anytime we come together. And this is why when I came to this office, the Lord laid in my heart that the best thing we can do for this state is just to set aside a day like this and declare a prayer and fasting.
The effect of this prayer has been seen in almost every aspect of this state, because we see on a daily basis how God is moving and how God has been helping the leadership of the state, the governor, the Christian Welfare Board. So we can say with all confidence that this prayer is yielding results.
Ondo State Christian Welfare Board, every first Wednesday of the month, gather to pray for the peace of the nation. Omoriola Humbiji, OSRC News.
The crisis over ownership and trespass claims between the DG of Akure and the Medaville Construction Company regarding the land on which the federal government housing projects are built is yet to be resolved. There was panic at the site along Ibatoro Road when gun and cutlass-wielding thugs, allegedly acting on the instruction of the monarch, stormed the site, pulling down structures, damaged tanks, and wounded some site workers. OSRC Zaid Aribisala visited the site and now files the report.
One of the major challenges confronting Nigeria, despite the strength in population, is lack of adequate housing. The United Nations statistics estimates the housing deficit in Nigeria at 22 million homes, with the figure projected to be double in the next 10 years if care was not taken. This has, however, prompted the federal government to enter into partnership with developers across the 36 states like Meadowville here in Ondo State to provide the much-needed homes. Despite having built over 60 houses at its Alagbaka site, some of which are now occupied, the project is witnessing setbacks on the allegation of constant attacks by thugs allegedly acting on the instruction of Deji of Akure Balade Toyinbo Alade Lucy. The latest is the destruction of structures at different housing units, damage of equipment, and infliction of physical attack on site workers.
They came with cutlass, planks, and even guns. So immediately we saw the motorcycle. It's like 15. So they were chasing people away and even beating people.
This is not the first time.
The managing director of Meadowville Estate, Mr. Ademola Akimbense, lamented that the incessant attack on the site is unwarranted.
They came here to repeat the same thing. They came here shooting gun, beating people, destroying all the equipment, the materials, the shovel, the barrow. They went away with them. 2 weeks ago, on the 18th of May, they went away with 2 motorcycle bikes. They kidnapped 2 people to his palace. We reported this matter to the SIB, DSS, and Civil Defense.
He asked the DG to approach the federal government in his quest to take over land in the area rather than depriving homeless Nigerians the opportunity to be home owners.
We know court is the best answer for the commoners. He said there's nothing any court can do with him. As far as he is still the main Oba of Akure and the chairman of Ondo State Council of Obas.
The continuous threat to life and the development of the project, despite fulfilling all legal rights, worries the estate manager, but he remains hopeful that justice will take its course soonest. Reacting, the palace spokesperson, Michael Adeyeye, said Deji did not direct any attack on the site.
That's not correct. You know the Deji to be a very peaceful man. He does not even believe in talking, so how do you expect him to make use of such? The true story was that there are 5 disputed, about 5 hectares that are disputed area which belongs to Akure land. We are aware of the fact that 15 hectares was awarded to his company by the Federal Ministry of Housing to work on, and the case is already before the courts.
Mr. Adeyeye explained that the DG, as a peace-loving monarch, will not embark on such move since the matter is before the court. Sahid Aribisala, Osrc News.
Candidates who sat for the Joint Admissions and Matriculations Board 2022 examination have lamented the continuous inaccessibility of the board's portal week after releasing the results. The challenge, according to candidates, is hindering them from taking decisions on changing their institution, course of study, and printout of results, among others. Osrc Zaid Aribisala again has more.
1,707,626 candidates sat for the 2022 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination held between May the 6th to May the 16th. Out of that figure, the board said it had released 1,671,203 results, directing candidates to check their scores using a soft code on their mobile number used for registration. While candidates have already gotten feedback from the examination, the over 1.6 million who sat for the exam across Nigeria, including the 48,449 individuals in Ondo State, lament the inability to access JAMB Portal weeks after the release. This is, however, causing hindrance to activities such as changing of course, institution, and printing of result slip.
I tried to do it online, but they said it's not yet uploaded. But I'm still trying. Not able to do anything. He said I should calm down maybe till next week.
I've been passing all those things, all those issues. People are not really checking it on their portal. You can only check it on their phone. only on their mobile phone.
A cyber cafe manager in Akure, Bayo Ajayi, noted that several attempts to access the portal for the 2022 candidates have been unsuccessful.
Ever since the time we have been checking, as in the portal, job portal, we have not found anything on it, maybe that pertaining to checking of the results. So I even asked Google yesterday, how can I check the JAMB result? But Google has to refer me back to their site. I should go to under e-facility that will see where I can write my registration number there. So I acted according to Google. I went to e-facility. Under that e-facility, I can't find anything. I can't find any blank area that can input any registration number to. So ever since then, we have been having difficulties in checking it.
The Joint Admissions and Matriculations Board said it would further screen 27,107 results of candidates who wrote the 2022 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination. The affected individuals hope for an end to the situation soon. But amid the uncertainty and difficulties currently witnessed by the 2022 JAMB candidates is the backlog of yet to be officially admitted individuals who sat for the exam in 2021. Sahid Aribisala, Osrc News.
The Federal Executive Council, FEC, has approved a total of 23.52 billion naira for various projects across the Ministries of Petroleum Resources, Power and Police Affairs. The FEC meeting presided over by the Vice President, Professor Yemi Oshibajo, at the Council chambers of the Presidential Villa, Abuja. According to the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources and former President, aspirant of the APC, Timipre Silva, the council approved 3.81 billion naira for a switch gear room for the Nigerian Oil and Gas Park in Bayelsa State for the local manufacturer of components. The Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, Simbi Wabote, said the Nigerian Oil and Gas Park will be completed in the fourth quarter of 2022. The Ondo State High Court sitting in Nakuru has fixed Friday, 10th June for judgment in the case of suspected killers of Mrs. Olufunke Olakunri, daughter of Afenifere leader Pa Ruben Fashanti. Counsel to three of the suspects, Obafemi Bawa, communicated the date to OSRC's Richard Ilesomi on Wednesday. The four suspects, Mohammed Shehu, Adamu Adamu, Awalu, Abubakar Lawal Mazajay, are standing trial for alleged killing of the woman along Oreshagamu Road on July 12, 2019. Counsel in the case had on March 30th adopted their written address and submitted their issue for their determination of the case between the Ondo State government and the suspects. The presiding judgment, Justice William Olamide, had said the court will communicate the judgment day to lawyers in the case. Well, that's it on the news at 7. Thank you for watching. Good evening.